Hey there, we're Crystal and Eric, corporate remote workers, property photographers, and full-time van lifers. We like traveling off the beaten path and finding hidden gems along the way. If you like that too, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more.
I feel like I never open a video alone.
Well, welcome.
I'm like, he's here too, it's not just me. Welcome to the Devil's Tower. Eric is here too. I thought you were gonna say something. Our original plan when coming to Devil's Tower is that we were going to give you a fun little vloggy, is it worth visiting? And spoiler alert, the coolest part of the Devil's Tower is what you see right here. So vlog complete. Come to Devil's Tower, it's cool, take your pictures, but not enough to do a full video on. So instead, we decided that we are going to take you on the long overdue tour of our van.
So to start off our van tour, first of all, we'll start with the van itself. So we had our van built out by Vanture Customs. We'll link their YouTube channel in the description below. They were a dream to work with. We absolutely love them and we love our van. The tour that we're going to do today, not a technical tour. We're not technical people. That's why we had someone else build out the van. But we are going to show you guys a little bit about what the practical decisions were that make living in the van easy and enjoyable for us. And that starts with the choice of the van itself. We have here the Dodge ProMaster 2500 159 wheelbase. It is perfect for us, and we think it is the best van that you could live in. We did test drive the Ford Transit. It was tall enough for me. I can't stand in the ProMaster. I'm 6'3", so I gotta do a little squat at all times in my life. A little bit tight. But it is worth it for the amount of wide living space that the Dodge ProMaster is able to offer versus the Ford Transit. When we test drove the Ford Transit, Crystal was able to touch both of the walls in the back at the same time without any build, just an empty shell. So we would have been like living in a hallway. So we much prefer the Dodge ProMaster for that. When we ordered the Dodge, it was during pandemic times, so we did have to place our order and wait 6 months for the van to arrive. So something to consider if you're building out your van now, you might have to build in that lead time. But that did help because we were able to custom ask for different pieces for the van. There's two things that I wouldn't be able to drive the van without at this point, and that is the cruise control. I thought I wouldn't need it very much. I use it all the time. And especially the extra wide mirrors on each side of the van. Not having a, what is that?
Rear view
I don't
mirror.
even know anymore. Not having a rear view mirror, that freaks people out. It definitely freaked me out when I first got the van, but with the extra wide 4-way mirrors, I have full visibility, no blind spots, don't miss the rear view mirror at all. So those are great coming right from factory.
All right, moving away from the van itself and into the build, two of the most asked questions that we get are around solar energy and water. Are they just turning around?
I hope so.
The pains of doing a video on a public road.
It's like this is okay.
Every time a car goes by, we stop talking. Moving away from the van itself and into the build, two of the most popular questions that we get asked are about our electricity system and our water. For electricity, we upgraded our solar package because quite honestly, moving into a van, we just didn't know how much we were going to use. We're photographers, we have corporate remote jobs, we do a lot of plugging into outlets. So we have two 175 watt panels that are up there, and let me tell you, in a year and a half, we have never had to plug into shore power. But it doesn't mean that we can't. We do have a plug for the shore power. Again, I don't use it, so I don't know.
Shows how much we know.
Shows how much I know about that. It's there if we ever need to. We never had to. We kind of just started off saying how long can we go without plugging into shore power, and it's been a year and a half, so now it's a bit of a pride for us. So we're not ever going to try and plug into shore power. We're just going to keep living off grid because that's kind of cool.
And one more note about the build before we go inside is that we have a 30-gallon freshwater tank and no black tank. One thing that we didn't want to have to do is have to go to RV dumping stations and pay for that kind of connection, or just deal with whatever a black tank entails. I don't even it sounds scary to begin with. So we just have one 7-gallon gray tank underneath of the sink. And that is so convenient because I can pick that up by hand and then take it inside to any residential area and dump it down.
Sorry, there was such a big bee. I got so scared.
We're gonna get through this. We're in the elements. We're not used to this
You're
nature
getting
thing.
sunburned. I'm feeling hot.
So we just have one 7-gallon gray tank under the sink, which is super convenient because I can just pick it up, take it into any residential area, and pour it down the sink. Because again, it's just gray water. And it does get really heavy, that's what that means, but totally doable. Actually, one more thing about the van build here. I think it's in the outside category. I remember just because we stepped through them right now is the bug nets. I'm super happy that we have them. It lets a lot of air in, lets a lot of light in so that we can have the door open and not get bugs into our house. But we have experienced issues with a bit of pulling of the trim out from the door. So in rain, on a couple of instances, we have had water get through. And I've had to jump out there and save the day by holding the trim, pushing it back up in the middle of a rainstorm. So
yeah, we had our van builders just kind of reinforce them, and that did seem to solve our problem, combined with us not hanging things on them anymore. So, oops.
Where are you gonna hang your laundry? Maybe not your bug nets? Okay. That's my bad.
Moving inside, we are going to talk about the things that we do have and the things that we don't have. Some of these may be a little controversial in the van life community, so let us know your thoughts below if we're doing it right or doing it wrong. It's always fun to stir the pot a little. So first up, the very easy stuff, heating and cooling. We have a Webasto gas heater that sits underneath our passenger seat. It heats this thing like crazy. It gets so hot in here, so we always tell people doing van life in the winter is actually easier than in the summer, and it's because of that Webasto heater. We are literally never cold. The AC, it's also 12 volt, and that thing also works really, really well. However, if you're up in the front, it's a little hard to cool and get the air moving and circulating because it just doesn't move as well as the heat. We are always cool enough in the summer because it's right over the bed, so in our opinion, that is the proper and only place to install that.
Yeah, and with the AC, there is a bit of a learning curve, and if you run it for extreme amounts of time, like some people might try and do, not gonna name any names, might be me, you could end up killing the battery in your van and needing to get it towed over an hour and a half away. Oh no. I'll link to that video here though, so you can check that out. It's hilarious now, but don't be like me.
All right, other things that we chose to have in our van, starting with the refrigerator. This refrigerator is a bit of a larger refrigerator, and it is perfect because it means we can store a lot of food in there, and we really like to eat on road trips, so we are not going to the grocery store all the time. This is, honestly, it rivals like a home residential refrigerator. We can fit all of our food for the entire week in there, which we love. Also on the topic of food is the microwave. The microwave was a last minute addition for us. Vancher was like, are you guys sure you don't want the microwave? And we got off the pedestal and said, fine, put the microwave in. And we're so glad we did because we use it 100% of the time. Like, this is how we cook our food. Might not be the healthiest or most gourmet, but we love having this here for the convenience and just not having to like pull out a stove and cook on that all the time.
Yeah, and that touches on the topic of things that we do not have. We technically own an induction cooktop. We do not bring it in the van with us. That seems crazy, but hear us out. We would love to cook with the induction cooktop. And in fact, we have when we rented a van to test out van life in the first place. But what really becomes the issue is the water management and waste management when you cook food on a stovetop. We made black beans where we rinsed them out and put that black bean water down the sink. Just one time. It stunk up the van for days on end. We thought that we compromised the entire rental. Like, this is like it was gonna be permanent. It just isn't something that we would like to live with. It's so much easier to keep things clean and just use the microwave. Ma'am, what are you up to?
Don't look. We decided to go with a composting toilet for our van, mostly, again, just because of management of all the different systems. We are very low maintenance, and we wanted a van that was also low maintenance. Like Eric mentioned earlier, we don't have a black tank, which means that all of our, stuff has got to go somewhere else. Compost is the perfect solution for us for that. The solids container is very easy to maintain. We just change that out once a month.
This might be overkill, but I don't care. I don't want to get terrible goo on my hands. I wish I didn't have to wear crystal size gloves. We do it.
I'm there when you
We do it. We do it. Yeah, we do it together, not just me.
I'm technically there when it happens. And the liquids container is a little bit more high maintenance for some people. You do have to empty that every day, or we do. I guess we drink a lot of water, but it's not that bad considering we don't need to drive to an RV park to do it.
And a little bit of a shameless plug for our Instagram. We are going to be running a series of reels where I show you all the places that I sneak our pee into and dump it down a toilet. I'll put the name there. You can see all of our videos, all the fun places that we dump that liquids.
And last but not least, we have our fixed bed. This is another decision that we were not sure of going into van life. We were wondering if we wanted a fixed bed or one of those cool ones that like convert into a dining area so you can have your friends over, you can hang out. No, having a fixed bed is 100% the answer. I could not imagine being ready to go to bed and not having a bed made. Like you literally have to put all of your bed out. And what if Eric's up and I'm trying to go to bed early, which happens all the time? It would just be a nightmare. And then in the morning, putting it all away, I don't know, I'd 100% rather make the bed, make it look nice, have it to sit in all day. Some of us around here do that. And having the fixed bed also awards you with the garage space.
And I'll tell you about the garage because I'm the man of the house. Is that how I am? That comes across?
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
Cool. And it wasn't at all a factor in our decision making between the fixed bed and the makeable bed, whether or not we wanted a garage, but I'm so happy that we have this extra storage space. We were like, we won't need it at all. It's full, guys. We're really minimalist. Like, we don't really have a lot of stuff, but that thing is full. And I can't imagine what it would be like to have to deal with finding a home for all that stuff somewhere else in this van. There's just no way.
All right, Eric already mentioned about how we don't have a black tank. The other controversial decision of what we don't have in the van is a shower. We do have an outdoor shower plug that we could technically use. I'll be honest, we don't. That's just what we prefer. We go to Planet Fitnesses and that works for us. Also, not having a shower eliminates the need to have that under the car gray tank, which again is just not something that we had interest in maintaining. It honestly has not interrupted our lives at all. Literally this week was the first time that we've gone more than 3 days without a shower, and it's because we were in Wyoming and I think there's 2 Planet Fitnesses in the entire state. So we do fine without a shower.
So all in all, these are some of the big ticket choices that we made when building out our van. These are the things that probably we struggled with the most when making our choices, and we are really, really happy with how it turned out. I don't think we changed even one of the big decisions that we made.
We literally wouldn't. We talk about it all the time. What if this could be moved here? We would never change anything. We're obsessed with this layout. It works perfectly for us. I don't know if that means it works perfectly for you, so let us know in the comments if you have anything that you would change about this van or something that you would need in your van or that you couldn't live without in your current van.
And one more thing about Vanture, it really helped us was renting the van before we bought it. We learned a lot about what we didn't want. Crystal was dead set on having a shower. We didn't need that. We found that out through the rental process, and they actually apply a portion of your rental to a purchase if you end up going with the bill with them. So that was instrumental to our learning about van life. So could work for you as well.
All right, thanks for tagging along and seeing our home. Again, let us know if you have any questions below in the comments, and subscribe and keep watching because as you saw, we are in Devil's Tower and the road trip is continuing.
We got a lot more Western van life stuff coming, so you're gonna want to see that. All right, we'll see you.
Bye.
I need a clip of you up here.
Oh God, yeah, being very comfortable. This is my domain. I'm in all the places I don't belong today. The driver's seat and on the ladder.
This is the first time she's been on either one of those.
That is not true, objectively.
Sure.